Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary.
And I'm David.
Did we fool you?
Yes.
Maybe we should have swapped glasses.
Yeah,
that might have fooled them.
I tried that on one of our videos. Yeah, no, this is actually our third false start, but we're going to go with this one because that one was actually done on purpose.
Trying to throw him off. You can see him pause for a half a tick.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. No, you're not.
No, you're not. Oh, I got a birth certificate.
We did, when we were kids, we actually swapped seats a couple of times.
Once. Second
grade. I think we did it in first grade too, but in second grade we did it, and it was first grade because we had a homework assignment, or we had
second grade. It was Mrs. McGrath's class. I sat in for an afternoon.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Oh, God, I don't remember sitting in your
Miss Simonson's class.
No. Yeah, I had the fun.
Yeah, that was not the good swap on his part. Anyways.
Yes. Okay. So back to the fun and snark. So today we're going to talk about former President Trump. He's got a platform that he's calling Agenda 47.
Woohoo!
And it's remarkably similar to this other platform
by Heritage Foundation Project 2025.
Yes, surprisingly similar.
Which Trump is disavowing.
Yeah,
well, I don't know this Project 2025. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
You're always trying to ride my coattails, serve me coffee.
Yeah,
he's a hanger-on.
Yeah, it's basically Trump's version of Project 2025. The biggest kind of strategic difference is Trump's campaign prefers fewer and more vague policy proposals, so to minimize criticism and maintain flexibility.
Exactly, so they can just do whatever the heck they want. They haven't really promised you anything.
Yeah, so
big changes. We'll make big changes.
That becomes
best health care ever.
That becomes Agenda 47.
2 weeks. That health care is coming in 2 weeks.
And we're gonna end that Ukraine war before I even take office.
Yeah. Who knew that health care could be so confusing?
So this Agenda 47 includes constructing freedom cities on empty federal land. Investing in flying car manufacturing because we know how good all those drivers are out there.
People aren't challenged at all on 2 dimensions.
Yeah, exactly.
Add a third dimension.
Yeah, that third dimension won't cause any problems at all.
Jeez.
And then introducing baby bonuses to encourage a baby boom.
I'm sure it's going to be for white people only.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, and I don't mean to say that as racist, but the whole gist of trying to stem immigration coming in from the southern borders to prevent brown people from coming in. Because generally speaking, what the Republicans want and the conservatives want, they want more white babies.
Yes.
And this whole abortion ban is because a lot of people who get abortions are women in their 40s who are white. And they want those families to expand because they want more white voters who will vote to keep white people in power. Basically, the United States is going to a minority population where whites are no longer the majority ethnicity. White Europeans, I should say.
Yeah.
And, pretty soon you keep doing that, it's apartheid.
Yeah. So, anyways, we decided we were going to have a nice snarky take on Agenda 47.
I mean, this is Trump's whole life. Has been somebody else puts a building, he pees on it, puts a T on it, and calls it his own.
Yeah.
And puts some gold toilets in there. And all of a sudden, it's a Trump Tower. And he's done nothing to it other than piss on the cornerstone, put a T on the front of it, and gold plate all the toilets. Yep. And somehow that makes it quality.
That's his brand. He's about to build this big...
Now, you can imagine what these stupid cities are going to look like.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I'm sure they'll all follow the regulations and codes.
Yes, I wonder who's going to live in these empty.
I wonder who's going to build them if you're going to chase away all the immigrants.
Yeah, freedom cities. We're going to kind of euphemistically call them concentration camps.
Yeah, that might be another way of putting it, right?
Freedom cities. Yeah. You want to live in the freedom city.
We'll get all the gay people and force them into freedom cities.
The freedom cities. Yeah, she'll be free to live there.
Yeah, just behind this wall.
You're not free to leave there.
That's right.
Like Hotel California. Yeah. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. So what do we want to read on this? This is going to be full of snark and sarcasm.
Let's just the general energy around Trump's Agenda 47. What's the intent of it?
Yeah, and then I would like to ask, does Trump truly have no idea what Project 2025
Of course
is?
he knows what it is. Well, he doesn't, because that would require intellectual curiosity.
And studying. Yeah.
And said he's got a bunch of people that told him all this stuff. And he's like, oh, is that what people want? Okay, well, can we come up with our own plan? And then call it something else, like Agenda 47, and then I'll pee on it and put a T on it and put cold toilets on it, and we'll call it mine.
Yeah, it works. Hey, it's worked in the past. So this is for entertainment purposes only.
Why change if it always works? Why change?
For snark purposes mostly.
God, Agenda 47.
Agenda 47.
Your favorite card and mine, the Page of Pentacles. This is just a new opportunity to grift.
Yes.
Remember how Trump, his whole family, starting with his dad, the grandfather was, brothels and stuff like that. But his father built public housing and then would get basically get the government to pay for almost all of it. For as much of it as he could, he would cut corners so that he was as little money out of pocket as possible, and then turn around and sell the housing for massive profits. That's how Fred Trump basically built up his wealth. And the reason why Donald Trump was a Democrat when he first started was that the Democrats were in charge in New York City. So he was of the same political party so that he could schmooze with the political party leaders, because you needed to be in with the political party leaders so that you could get those government contracts and keep up the grift.
So Agenda 47 is a new opportunity to make
grift money. Because you imagine that he's going to have the federal government just put in a bunch of money to build these houses. And, the Trump Foundation, they know how to build houses better than anybody. They built up the whole New York skyline. Just ask Eric Trump. Like the New York skyline went up in the 80s, you dipshit.
All right, so it's a new opportunity, kind of. Oh, hey!
Crossed with the redneck riot. Now here we go.
Because there ain't no riot like a redneck riot.
Yeah, ain't no riots like a redneck riot. What's going to happen with this is, again, with Trump's agendas, they're light on facts and on details.
Yes.
So when Agenda 47 if it were to get passed, there would be mayhem because nobody would know what to do. It would just be chaos. And again, malignant narcissists revel in chaos because basically they pick everybody's pockets and then they point at some people and say, hey, that guy said something bad about you. He's trying to steal your job. And you have the two of them fighting, and you just basically organize fights.
Pick up your wand and start swinging, baby.
Yeah. You get everybody fighting each other, and then you just sit there collecting all the money.
Yep.
Underneath it all is the Knight of Cups. His latest and greatest gift to all of us is this polished turd.
Yes. It's kind of like playing the emotions of his base.
Yeah. And again, he'll have and also, by the way, anybody who he offers a contract to out of this turmoil for people bidding, somebody's going to have to give him a little bit of a kickback there, 10%
consideration.
Yeah, a little tithe, the 10% for me. Mm-hmm. You can do the rest of it. And if you don't like it, he'll offer it to the next person.
That's right. You can build that Freedom City.
Exactly.
Because we built that city.
Yeah. You would watch Trump's and the Trump org wealth go up by magnitudes if this were to happen.
Absolutely.
In the past, you have the Strength card here. He's trying to he's trying to portray mastery, again, with Project 47, it's just a rebranded Project 2025. It's what he knows. He's sticking with what he knows. Again, slap a T on it, put some gold toilets on it, and it's all good. With contracts and bids, this is just everybody is going to be paying homage to him.
It's like he's playing to his strengths.
Yes.
It's not necessarily what's the best interest of anyone else other than him.
Right. And then the current situation would be the Five of Swords. That is the card of narcissism. It's the winner takes all Everything for me, nothing for you guys. Ha ha. Pay to play. You want this contract? You fight for it. And when you win, I get most of the money, you get the work, and say goodbye to your subcontractors because there's no chance they're ever getting paid. Mm-hmm. It's how he will screw people over left, right, and center. Mm-hmm. And that's what he does. Overarching energy is the King of Swords. It's, again, he's sitting there making all the decisions. Overall, you want to play in this game? You want to play in this riot? You go right ahead, but you got no chance.
Yeah, especially with the Supreme Court ruling that has provided so much presumptive immunity. He's definitely going to take full advantage of that in this.
Yeah, if I offer the contracts and I approve the contracts, and if they pay me for it, well, that's part of my presidential job.
Yep.
You'd be foolish to participate in this because nobody beats Trump in the game. He makes up all the rules. He's the referee and he's the banker.
Yep.
The lesson to be learned from this is
what
the
an
Ten of Swords.
uplifting card.
Yeah, I know, right? This, honestly, from all of this project, this Agenda 47, it's going nowhere. Probably it's going to be wildly illegal. It would be challenged in the courts.
Yeah.
They try and get this thing through. It's going to be challenged and tied up in the courts. It's going to go nowhere. Now, Trump would try to get it to the Supreme Court, but I don't know if these cases could actually go up that high.
Well, a lot of, many of the items that are in Agenda 47 would require either congressional approval or an actual change to the Constitution. There'd have to be a constitutional amendment, and you'd have to get a whole bunch of Democratic...
Two-thirds of the Senate, 2/3 of the House, and 3/4 of the states approving anything to amend the Constitution.
Yeah, so it's good luck.
This thing's kind of dead in the water, but you know what? If it got through, America would be dead in the water.
Yep.
It would just be...
the end of our democracy and freedom
if Trump gets in to put this out, we would have lost our democracy anyways. We'd have an oligarchy, and it's just right now the battle is who's going to be the head oligarch.
Yeah.
The outcome is going to be the Page of Cups. We go from the Knight of Cups underneath with this fake friends, that's who's going to be my friend, to people would be somewhat disillusioned with Agenda 47, excuse me. Some people would like it because...
Who doesn't want a flying car? We've been promised that for years.
Because they're just MAGA.
They're immature.
MAGA would love it because... it came from Trump's lips to their ears, so, they'd be fine with it. But they wouldn't benefit from it if...
Yeah, no kidding, right?
if they could build cities in the clouds, Trump and his ilk would be in the cities in the clouds, and his MAGA faithful would be on the ground toiling on that. Although they might be put in a position as the slavers, if you will, and then all the liberal libtards would be the labor, so that the slavers could beat the labor down and have them, till the soil and do all that, and then the MAGA faithful at least get to be cruel to people.
Yes,
because they don't have to do the hard work.
Oh yeah, got to play to our strengths, right?
Yeah, exactly. After having been oppressed as a white male for so many years in this country.
Oh my God, I don't have nearly enough white privilege.
Oh, I know, exactly. Jiminy Christmas. But no, Agenda 47 it's a disaster.
Well, yeah, but it's Trump's disaster.
Yeah.
I love how he calls it Agenda 47. I never really knew which president was which until Trump took off.
Yeah, I know, right? Who knew who the 40th president was? Nobody cared.
Yeah. But I can tell you who 45 was. Yep. I can even tell you who 44 was now, too.
Exactly.
So, Project 2025, the Trump has said he has no idea what
never met 2025 coffee boy.
Probably just brought him, a diet soda.
I think I saw 2025 on Bring Your Daughter to Work Day.
Yeah, it brought me a Big Mac to work sometime. I have no idea what that is.
Don't look at your phone.
There was something he had said about it. Oh no, we're gonna do that on a different reading. Yeah, so he basically had denied any
Told you.
sleep. See what I have to put up with all these years? 58 years I've been having to put up with the crap that he's been dishing. Awake.
Oh.
So we're going to talk about...
Project 2025.
Yeah, Trump was denying any knowledge of Project 2025.
Never met Project 2025 before.
So, exactly.
Brought me coffee.
So,
once.
What should we ask about Project 2025? Because we could say, did Trump really not know about Project 2025? And that would just release a whole Snark Attack, really. It'd be a feeding frenzy. But that might be a little too easy. That's kind of like going for the real low-hanging fruit.
Actually, you'd probably kick the low-hanging fruit right between the papayas.
So let's see. So Trump's denied knowledge of it. Does Trump... Is Trump in cahoots with the Project 2025
Heritage Foundation?
Yeah.
Let's just look at the entry around Trump
does he
and
have...
the Heritage Foundation.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Oh my God, look at that card. It says everything.
Oh, yes, well, there you go. Well, thank you for watching, folks. Oh, there it is.
Two of Swords. Whether it's Agenda 47 or Project 2025, it doesn't really matter. It's the same thing, different branding. It could go either way. Basically, the Heritage Foundation would reach out to Trump, advise him, throw a bunch of money at him, and then he would gladly do anything that Project 2025 asked him to do and just take the credit for it. The Heritage Foundation doesn't care. They just want the thing enacted. They don't care who takes credit for it.
It's kind of like what Trump was saying. I don't care about you. I just want your damn vote.
Exactly. I want your money.
That's right.
It's the Two of Swords versus the Page of Swords. Yeah. They don't care who gets credit. Who gets credit is of minor concern. Yeah, Trump may steal all their ideas, but ultimately, and, for the history, maybe they might be a little bit upset for the history books that, I want to take credit for it. But in the end of the day, it won't matter because if Trump gets in, we will have kings.
Yep, that's right.
And it'll be the king's decree. The king's going to write the history books. So it doesn't matter who gets the credit. The king's going to take credit for it anyways.
Yeah, the Page of Swords is kind of a young, naive energy. And, Trump's been basically called a useful idiot, right? So this is kind of that, let him think he's fending off the dragon.
I think I like that. It's like, yeah, go ahead. You go ahead and swing your sword around. We'll tell you what to swing at. You swing the sword, and then we'll CGI in what you're swinging at. It's kind of like the Harryhausen movies, fighting the skeletons.
Yes.
Just film the actors swinging their swords and blocking things with their shield haphazardly, and we'll put skeletons in there to make it look like they were fighting something.
Exactly.
Okay. In the past, we got the Tower card here. What is going to be the disaster? What comes to a sudden end here?
Well, it's also bad, things that are built on bad foundations, right?
Yeah.
And the Project 2025, it's just so...
It ends democracy.
Yeah.
It ends your rights. It ends democracy. It ends people's freedoms. Literally, we have blown the top off the United States because we will become a quote-unquote Christian nation.
Yeah.
So we'll have American Taliban. We will have a religious morality squad that walks around to make sure that girls are all covered up from head to toe in the Christian form of a burqa. And they're going to get rid of all pornography. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole fundamental aspect of Project 2025 is counter to how this country was actually founded, because we were founded on religious freedom.
And freedoms of everything. And what they will do is they will take away other people's freedoms first, and then they will start to encroach on your own freedoms, but sell it as you have to give this up so that you can, for the greater good type of thing.
Exactly.
And not to put too fine a point on it, because you can debate it, but it's like after the 9/11 attacks, all of a sudden we all take off our shoes and belts at the airport. It's supposed to give us comfort. We gave up our freedoms on, going through a metal detector in order to make the flight safer so that people aren't sneaking shoe bombs and stuff like that, entertainment purposes only onto planes.
Yes.
But that's how they'll get you. So, eventually what will happen is that these folks will, first off, they're going to get rid of rights of gay people.
Or transgender.
And transgender and such. And then they'll get rid of mixed marriage. Racial marriage will be illegal.
They sure seem to be targeting that.
And they're going to target, non-Christians. They'll target Muslims. They'll target anybody who's not white. They're already taking away women's rights. They will continue to do that. And then eventually, when they've tamped those groups down enough, what they will go for next are your assault weapons. Because you don't need them now. All the bad guys have been addressed. So you don't really need assault weapons. You still got your rifles. You still got your 9mm and stuff like that. You don't need assault weapons. And the reason why they're doing that is they don't want anybody to be armed to fight against them.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely, they'll maybe put people that make ammunition out of business, or they become government contracts or something like that. They can only sell ammunition in the United States, and then the United States sells it to people.
Yeah. It
and then
becomes like some federal run ammo and liquor stores, right?
Because what they're going to look for next are the militias and the people that come up with compounds that don't want the government telling them what to do. Well, you don't want free-thinking people in your country when you're controlling them.
Yeah.
So those groups are going to be under siege next. And they'll be called traitors and stuff. They'll be painted as traitors and malcontents and things along those lines. Yep. And pretty soon you've lost all these different rights and freedoms.
Currently they're patriots, but they're going to become traitors. They're going to be that whole,
dipshittery. The dipshittery will be real before they realize what happened. Okay.
Benedict Arnold. Sorry, that was the name I was trying to come up with.
Okay, so the current situation would be the Ace of Wands. What was the question again?
Oh, it's Project 2025, and kind of, did Trump really? Is he kind of insecure?
Yeah, they'll go ahead and give him the ideas, and he'll take credit for it. Any democracy, replacing it with a big stick. Basically, we are in charge now.
The authoritarian.
Yeah, here's your authoritarian art. For a king, it would be a scepter, but it's really just a club. It's a mace that they're going to beat you down with. There will be changes, and there will be harsh punishments that go along with those changes. Lord knows what they're going to do. Just because you have a Project 2025, that's just to get people on board. Once you've got a king installed, he can do anything he wants.
Yep.
In any order that he wants. And he will be king for life. The lesson to be learned from Project 2025 is they're going to promise a lot of things that they can't deliver on. And eventually what would happen is that people would rue the day that they ever supported it in the first place. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be one cup at a time. And you can think that they will never come for you.
Yep.
But they always will.
Yep.
It's always a purity test. And the exclusive club gets smaller and smaller with every lap around. Because you always have to have an enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
And at some point, you will have forced so many people out of the inner circle that there'll only be 40% in the inner circle and 60% on the outer circle, and now you're outnumbered and you're surrounded.
Yep.
So what are you going to do at that point?
There's that page
of cups again. Just like in the Project 47, the MAGAs.
Agenda 47.
The Agenda 47. The MAGAs, the MAGA faithful, the ultra-religious zealots and stuff like that. They're not going to question things. They like to be told what to do. They want an authoritarian figure to tell them what to do and how to do it and fill their brains full of values and morals and stuff like that.
Yes, I don't want to think, They're kind of that naivete that they're
thinking
looking
is
out
hard.
That they're looking out for your best interests, and I just have to trust them.
Right. Because that's a naivety, total naivety. It's like, oh, they'll do what's best for me. Yeah. I abdicate all responsibility of thought and personal accountability here. Yep. I'm just a victim. Where's my 8 of Swords?
in Trump we trust, right?
Yeah, exactly. Agenda 47, Project 2025. Both sides of the
Yeah, yeah, both sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
It's just.
I was about to say same pig, but that would probably be derogatory against pigs everywhere.
Yeah, but he had against
porcine rights.
Yeah, so it's just Project 2025 and Agenda 47 is just basically more of the you can show all your worst behaviors and it be accepted.
Yeah. Well, basically it's, hey, Christians, get behind us. We're going to force this to be a Christian nation. And this is what you've wanted all along, right? All we need are your votes. Yep. And they only need it for one election.
Yep.
Only one election is required.
Yep. All the place settings are there. The table's set. We just need to get you guys to sit down.
One election. Just one.
So we need to get out there and vote.
Yeah.
And make sure we're voting to defend our democracy. I mean, no kidding, guys. November 5th is probably the most important date in all of our lives.
When I was driving up to Gary's house right now, because a neighbor down on the corner had his Never Trumper signs out front,
he's
Trump for prison.
Yeah.
Gary had his age before authoritarianism sign that he put up on the community page for this channel, I believe. So it's go time, folks. It really is go time. If you're considering campaign donations, not just Biden, but you're going to want to donate to senators too. House members, especially if you are in a contested state or a contested district for the House, that might be, if you can't donate money, donate time.
Yeah. And I put a link out in the community page that you can go to the check your voter registration status. It's simply you go to a drop down to select your state. Once you've selected your state, a new window opens up. You input some information, your name, your birth date, your driver's license number, and the last four of your social, and it pops back up and it tells you if you are currently registered to vote or not. Please check it.
Yeah.
If you have a Facebook friend group, you might want to put it out there too to make sure your friends are checking it, because we don't want any nasty surprises when you walk up to the polls.
And this is really important, again, for swing states. If you live like in Georgia or Arizona
or Ohio,
places, and especially, and I say like Georgia and Arizona because I believe Georgia, especially Florida, they go out of their way to purge voter rolls. And they do that with the thought that the folks won't check on it, and the voter rolls that they're purging are going to most likely be heavily biased towards folks that would vote for Democrats.
Yeah. So
whatever
they could do to shift the voters to the right, they're going to do.
Cheating and dirty tricks. They don't have the popular vote, despite what Stephanopoulos was saying. The Republicans do not outnumber the Democrats when it comes to voting public. They haven't had the
popular vote in the last 3 presidential elections.
And that's the only way they've maintained power is gerrymandering and voter suppression. Gerrymandering for district-type elections, voter suppression for general statewide elections. Like for governors, senators, you voter suppress. For House of Representative members, you gerrymander.
Yep.
So that you could put like all the Democrats into one bucket, so they get like 1 rep, and then you take the Republican ones and you
spread them
out so that they get 5 reps. So that if you have a state of 1 million people, and let's say it's 600,000 Democrats and 400,000 Republicans, it should be a 6-4 split. And instead,
or a 3-2 split,
or something like that, and it'll instead be, if it's a 6-4 split, it'll actually be a 7-3 split for the Republicans' favor, because they've taken all the Democrats and put them into 3 very large districts, and then the Republicans take the other 7, and then the party that's a minority party has control. That's apartheid.
Well, it's also kind of how the Senate works too, because you've got states like Wyoming and
2 votes, 2 senators,
Montana,
2 votes.
Yeah, exactly. Who have very little population, but they have as much power as, say, California or New York does, for example. So anyways, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you for supporting our channel. Thank you for adding your likes, your comments, your shares, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so this video makes it out to a wider audience. Gary does read through the comments. He responds to them as required.
Dave's gonna have trouble responding to all your comments on the Terror by the Bay channel tonight. That's your fault for putting out 2 videos that got people triggered.
I think in total I had like about 1,000 comments. This is why Linda G's got Dan responding to her comments or filtering through the comments for her.
Your channel on Terror by the Bay gets bigger. You're gonna have to like
I'm gonna have to lobby out to Dan. I'm gonna have to lobby Dan with loaves of your French bread and 6 packs of beer or something along those lines.
Right, I can help you with that.
Anyways, thank you very much for watching the video. We'll catch you on the next one.
Sunflower down under, keep waving.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.